Ari, when did you start singing? Or like discover like?
Good question. Well, I started singing. Well, I probably really started singing when I was like 2 or 3, but at age 4, I'm actually serious. So I came from a musical family. My dad wore many musical hats, and at the time that I was a little kid, he was a jingle writer. And so he would write, a lot of his jingles had to do with toy commercials. And this was around the time that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles were a big deal. And some dolls that because I sounded like a girl because I was 4, I would sing on those commercials also because it was like me and a bunch of girls. And yeah, so my dad would write the music, bring in like 8 kids. I'd be huddled around a mic with all of them, and I did a bunch of commercials back then, many of which I don't want to talk about. But,
YouTube.
Yeah, right. It was pre-YouTube, and it paid for college. I'll tell you that. But that was my introduction to singing, and I didn't think much of it at the time. I was more concerned, really up until I was almost out of high school, I was more concerned with sports than anything else. I was a big athlete, and that's actually a good segue into my next song. I need to set up for that one. But I did join the Glee Club in high school because my mother forced me to, which turned out to be a good move, actually, for me, because I got turned on to some music that I definitely would not have been turned on to, and some like Mozart, and I wound up really getting into it. I didn't think I was going to get into it, and it opened me up to thinking about other types of music besides just whatever was on the radio. I started to listen to my parents' records, and, Beatles, Beach Boys, Paul Simon, James Taylor, people like that, and that was when I started to play guitar. So it all kind of came together when I was about 17 years old, which coincidentally was the time that my shoulder started to hurt me when I was a pitcher in high school, and I haven't up until a few years ago. I stopped playing baseball. Obviously, picked up this up and started doing this for a profession, which is a good idea. And then when I was 27 or so, I started playing baseball again for this team in New York. Made up of people who used to be good athletes and still think they are in some way. And so I joined this team. I'm still on the team. I'm on it. It's every summer. When I'm off the road, I go back home and I play as much as I can. It's hardball, wooden bats, and everything. It's like we make it more serious than it is, but it's fun. But when I joined that league, I started to throw again, and I hurt my arm. And I need to go to the doctor, and I went to the doctor, and they told me to get an MRI, and my health insurance company said they pay for it. After I got the MRI, they said they are not going to pay for it until they have proof from every doctor I've had for years that this is like a new condition, not something old that could have been taken care of by some other health insurance companies. So I called my dermatologist, I called my eye doctor, how's my shoulder looking to you guys? And they, all they could say was that they had no idea that, my shoulder was messed up. So I brought that information to my health insurance company. It was this back and forth. They wanted more stuff. I gave them more stuff. Months and months of like this back and forth, and I started writing a song about my shoulder, and then thinking a little more about it and about the health insurance, state in this country. I wanted to write something more about. I believe that. And I know there's good arguments on both sides, but I feel like if somebody's hurt or sick and they can't afford it, you should find a way to help them anyway. But I think this song is kind of about that, but it's also about sort of greed. And it's a song on my new record. It's called Business of America.
I'm gonna like this song.
Faith is a victim of circumstance. In this shallow age, it doesn't stand a chance. Just when you think they can't get worse, they will twist your words so they sound perverse. Oh, and I believe in my America. Oh, in the business of America. Gather up the goods like a good robot. It isn't what you are, it is what you got. Pay no attention to the dying man. If he ain't got cash, we won't lend a hand. Oh, and I believe in my America. Oh, in the business of America. Oh, that's the system at work. Everybody's a jerk. Get the most, all that's mine.